At the end of our video where we created our budget table, we saw how our budget amount was not summing correctly for the whole year. We're currently getting $2,351 for every month and $2,351 for the entire year in the total row of our table. This is happening because of the current structure of our data model and the filter directions we've set. We need to find a way to fix this. To do so, we have to engage in some more complex data modeling. We need to devise a system where our monthly budget is the same for every month, and our existing date table needs to be able to filter it by year and by month. We also need to make sure our categories stay consistent across multiple tables. This can all be solved by putting some additional tables in our model through a combination of Power Query and calculated tables in DAX. Follow along with me very carefully, and let's make this happen. We're going to start by going to our data view and adding a calculated column to our date table. This column is going to combine our year and month columns together, creating a new identifier we can use to create relationships in our data model. This is just a new way of using the format function we've used before. This particular format will merge the year and month number together with a hyphen separating them. Now we can see where each row in our date table has this field available. Next, we need to create a table where the granularity is one row per year, per month, per budget category. From a practical standpoint, what we're doing is building a monthly budget for every month in our data set, starting from our earliest month to our latest one. We're going to take this in steps. First, we're going to click on our New Table button and enter a DAX formula using the Summarize function. As the name of this function implies, Summarize is going to summarize whatever data we give it by taking a given column and grouping its values together into a unique list. This can often be used to aggregate data in calculated tables. For example, we might have a table with a column for color and a column for amount, where individual colors like blue or red can be repeated multiple times. The summarize function will take that table and crunch it down until the table is just one row per color, and then you can sum the amount for each color. For this exercise, we're going to use the summarize function to summarize our date table. The first argument of the function identifies the table we want to summarize. The second argument is the column that we want to group by. We're going to group by the new year-month column we just created. If we wanted, we could specify additional arguments where we tell DAX to aggregate some other columns using count or sum or other aggregate functions. But in this case, all we want is to generate a unique list from that year-month column. When we press enter, the result is this new table where we have one row per year and per month, starting with January 2018 and ending with December 2019. Our final step in building this table is to use a CROSSJOIN function to merge it with our budget table. This is the part where we're actually building a budget for each month. CROSSJOIN takes two tables and merges them together, creating another table that contains all possible combinations of all rows from the original two tables. For example, if we take a table of 4 rows and cross-join it to another table containing 10 rows, the resulting table will be 40 rows long and will contain all data from both tables. In mathematics and database systems, this is known as a Cartesian product. This is not to be confused with the Cartesian coordinate system we talked about earlier. The easiest way to conceptualize the Cartesian product is to imagine a deck of playing cards. A standard 52-card playing deck consists of 13 ranks, starting at 2, 3, and 4 until we get to our queen, king, and ace. This is our first set. Our second set is our 4 card suits, meaning our hearts, diamonds, clubs, and spades. If you take the first set of 13 ranks and combine it with the 4 suits, you get all 52 possible cards in the playing deck. This is a Cartesian product. And this is exactly what we're doing here by using CROSSJOIN in DAX. We're going to combine our budget table with our summarized months. To do this, we're going to modify our monthly budget formula and wrap our existing summarized statement that we wrote a moment ago inside a CROSSJOIN, like so. Now our monthly budget table displays one row per year, per month, per budget category. The last thing we should do is fix our budget amount measure so it sums from our new monthly budget table. If we don't do that, and we try to sum our budget for the entire year, it's going to give us a bad result. It'll be summing up only what's in the original budget table, which adds up to 2,351. We'll switch the formula to use the monthly budget table. This will give us an accurate calculation for the entire year and not just the month-to-month budget. When we do that, our table in our report now seems to have the whole yearly budget summed up in one place. When we look back at our report page, we can see that our budget amount still isn't right, but we're close to the finish line. We need to dive back into Power Query to continue revamping our data model, which we'll do in our next video.